Hello there. Long time coming, but it's been for a good ass reason. I've been really hesitant to make a video lately because I have been going through something rather dramatic with myself and my body. Holy shit, I don't even know where to begin or how to put this in words. This is all improv and I'm just feeling the energy here. So I have been wanting for a long time to talk about the Kundalini Awakening and how exactly it came about happening to me and what I did from then on. Okay. So a lot of you, I've been telling you, I want to make a video about how to do it, break it down step by step in real layman's terms. And I finally think that I'm ready to do that. And I just want to make a little disclaimer right now for this video that if you ain't ready for some fucking craziness as far as mental, physical, spiritual, you need to get off this video right now and save it for a later time when you are ready, because if you do these steps I'm about to tell you, it will drastically affect your life. It will change your life and the lives of all those around you. And it's not just bad, it's good too. And if you need a reference, go back to my video, Kundalini Pros and Cons, and I lay out a lot of it there. So, I just need to chill out. I don't want to be rushed right now. So I just got back from a meditation. You'd think I'd be all like chill and calm and stuff, right? But no, not always. Someone had mentioned that when they watch my videos, sometimes I like talk different, and then sometimes I'm a little more extreme. Well, of course, man. Like, it just depends on the mood. It depends. Back in the day when I first started doing these videos, a year ago, I used to meditate every single time. I'd get in the mode, and I was basically channeling my higher self at the time. I talked I just talked different, and I was really chill and everything. And then somewhere along the line, I started using the videos as a venting or coping mechanism, and so I became a little more aggressive, and I fucking kind of like right now, I guess. Anyway, I'm already getting off track, and that's the problem with improving these, but you know what? That's where you get the realest, taste of it all. So, screw it. I don't have all day, neither do you. I'm going to tell you the very first thing you need to do to start your Kundalini machine, or you know what? I'm going to call it the torsion, or the light body, the torsion field. Kundalini is just a little part of it, okay? But it's the most well-known word. So, basically what we're trying to do here is start your light body. Your light body is of a different template than your physical body. Your physical body is a 5-point star, like a pentacle, okay? Vitruvian man. The Merkaba, or the light body, is a 6-point star. It's a right side up tetrahedron. That's a 3-dimensional pyramid. And then a upside down tetrahedron. They call it the Star of David. I call it the Merkaba. It's called a torsion field. Anyway, the way that these tetrahedrons spin, right side up one, clockwise spinning, creates a downward momentum. Okay, the upside down tetrahedron spinning counterclockwise creates an upward momentum. When they do this together, they create a 0 point in the middle, perfectly balanced magnetic force, okay? Or magnetic anti-gravity. This is the basis for a lot of UFO designs, for free energy devices, okay? Well, and it turns out you have one inside of you, the capability of one inside of you. But the problem is that most of humanity's torsion fields is turned off. If you need another example, this thing is fucking epic. It's what comprises our galaxy. It's what comprises the Earth. There's just research torsion field, or torus, if you need to know more about that. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you how to turn this thing on, okay? And let me say right now, this is no fucking joke. This is how we are enslaved in this matrix reality, is because this thing has been turned off, okay? The powers that be have slowly, through indoctrination and toxicity, turned this thing off, and it's been off in humanity, I'd say well over a couple thousand years, at least. So It's just a few people come here and there really rarely and have it turned on and turn theirs on and help others to turn theirs on. And they usually become little sects or cults or groups. It doesn't spread to the masses like it is now in these modern times. I believe this information through people like me and other people and channels and people like you who are compelled. They feel like they have a mission to spread this information to help waken, up the rest of the world, so we can bring in a paradise, so to speak. So anyway, the first step of turning on this torsion field, okay, the center of this torsion field, its engine, if you will, is two rotating magnetic fields. One, it's in the shape of a helical pattern, like a DNA. So it's like this. Okay, I'm sure you know what that is. The way that it is manifested is through the endocrine system, which is where your chakras are, and your major glands, your pineal, your pituitary, your thyroid, okay, and then all the way down to your genitals. That's your endocrine system, okay. The other half of this spiral helix of electromagnetic energy is the spinal cord, okay, and it creates a magnetic field through its charged cerebrospinal fluid, through potassium and sodium particles and other elements. So what happens is, this is crazy, once you breathe in a sufficient amount of cosmic energy or breath, basically conscious breathing through your brain hemispheres. So that would be envisioning breathing in through the nose, but at the same time envisioning a light energy coming in through the top of your head, through your crown chakra, and coming down through that central core where your glands are, or your chakras, your endocrine system. This is how you charge up your endocrine system's electromagnetic field. Okay, you breathe through the brain hemispheres, and what happens is, just with your intention, by the way, because what you have what's called a heart mind. That's wherever you put your focus or your attention, with your mind, in your mind's eye, with your eyes, with your mind, your heart will send electromagnetic energy from itself. That's called the heart field. Anyway, the two together is called the heart mind, okay? And everyone has it. That's why the observed is never separate from the observer. They're affected. Okay, so the brain emits the electromagnetic field and the heart does too. Heart's more powerful though. Whatever you look at, your heart will send energy too. Okay, so this is what you're doing. You're focusing on that light and literally pulling it in with your heart and your mind down, and then it will saturate your pituitary gland, and that will then release a oil. I don't know what kind of oil it is. I just call it a fluid. This oil will then travel down your glands. Each gland it gets to, the farther it moves down, the more charged it becomes. It activates each and every chakra. What you want to do is keep following this ball of pressure, this energy, and try to line it up with your breath, and then like when you get to the peak of your inhalation, stop at your stomach. And then when you begin your exhale, you want to use your diaphragm. That is so fucking key here. Your diaphragm is a big tool for this. That's very important. What it does is it amplifies the heart field, okay? It basically takes the oxygen and it shoots it and filters it through your body. So you want to use your diaphragm. And if you don't know how to do that, just look up a how-to YouTube video or something like that. But it's basically sounds kind of strained, but you just want to, try to elongate the breath and thin it out with the diaphragm, like, okay, with your diaphragm. So what you want to do with your exhalation is push out your stomach through your diaphragm and down out your legs. And then also, once you start doing it for a while, about 5 minutes or so, envision with your exhalations pushing the oxygen down to your genitals and up and around the base of your spine. This is key. This is such an important thing I just told you, okay? That is essentially how you get a Kundalini awakening, okay? Once you do this enough, that charged oil that I told you about will then collect and merge with the base of your spine and the cerebral spinal fluid that lies within. And it will then become supercharged with this Kundalini energy, which is basically cerebral spinal fluid and then that other oil I told you about, combining together with electrolytes. This is where the electrolytes are created and maintained, okay, in the cerebral spinal fluid. So then what you want to do is basically just keep doing this breathing technique, opening up those central chakras, those glands there, and saturating them and pushing with your exhalations up your base of the spine. And until one magical day, you have the tingle that we all get when we have a Kundalini awakening, okay? And it will just feel like, it won't hurt, but it will feel like a little electric shock and a tingle. And it will be right at the base of your spine. And that's how you know you've had a sufficient charge to where you can then push up your spine with this energy. Okay, so you charge the first part of that double helix pattern with your endocrine system, okay? Now, the second part is about to go down with your cerebral spinal fluid and the Kundalini energy, as it's called. What you want to do when you finally get the Kundalini awakening is then push that back up your body to your brain where the oil first came from through the pituitary. But this time you're going to hit the pineal gland through the brain ventricles. That's I think where this oil comes from as well. Maybe not the pituitary gland, from the colostrum. I can't remember. All this is just, it's so much stuff. But anyway, what you want to do, and an easy way to pull this electromagnetic charge up your spine, to pull the Kundalini up your spine, is to bounce it off of the endocrine system, because the endocrine system's charge is negative and the cerebral spinal fluid's charge is positive. So they work together like a ladder, and this is called Jacob's ladder, okay? So what you would then want to do is, say, put your focus and intention on that tingle, okay? And with your exhalation, envision pushing it and moving it into your pelvic region, into where your bladder is. Okay, and then you'll feel the tingle move there after a little bit. And once you moved it there, you want to bounce it back up this way. Okay, back to your spine. Your spine will then grab it, hold it there, then with another breath, push it up into your stomach, okay? And do the same, bouncing back and forth all the way up, charging this helical pattern of electromagnetic energy, okay? Until you go all the way up to the cranium, up into the brain, and into the pineal gland. And once this happens, boom, man, your DMT will be dropped. You'll see crazy colors and flashes. And what you want to do is keep doing those inhalations down the core, down the chakras, down the glands, and pulling them back up and bouncing it through your spinal cord back up to your pineal gland. You just keep doing it with your breath. And do this every time you meditate. This is essentially the beginning of every meditation of every day of my life. This is what I do. I charge up my pineal gland, okay? Once it gets a sufficient charge, you'll know, because in your pineal gland, you'll know because your thoughts will start turning into images. They will come alive. And this is what happens for most people, but they're unconscious. This is how they slip into the dream realm or the 4D astral realm. Except for I, through this process, have managed to remain completely lucid through the whole process. I never go to sleep, okay? That's kind of intense and kind of for another... I think I talked about a little in my video, Piercing the Veil of Multidimensionality, if you want to know more about that. But anyway, so when you get this far to where your thoughts are creating images and your pineal gland is saturated and dropping DMT with this electromagnetic charge, you have two choices here. You can either keep pushing the energy all the way up into your crown chakra, and this is what you'd want to do if you weren't going to meditate. Say if you were just aligning your energy centers and you wanted to go out for the day or go to work or do whatever you need to do, go to school. Okay, you can then push it up to your crown, and then when you get up to your pineal gland, this is what you want to do. you want to envision that helical patterning taking another twist. And the way to do that is you want to envision your right brain hemisphere and your left brain hemisphere switching places, okay? And that's a good way to twist this energy there. Basically, a really easy way to charge each chakra or gland or spinal or vertebrae in your spinal cord, just move this electromagnetic charge, is to twist it, because when you twist it, you move it. So an easy way to twist it is to imagine an X or in the place of the area you want to move. Or what I like to do is envision a straight line laid over the gland area or the chakra, and then envision each end of it switching places. Okay, and it seems like when I do that, it's like turning a fucking corkscrew, and it like pushes the energy up like really quick. So that's another good way too to get this process going, is to use that technique. And that's my technique I developed over the last 2 months or so, and it's, oh my God, it's made everything so much easier and faster. Okay, so if you want to go out for the day and just feel good and feel aligned, you can push this out the top of your crown by envisioning that X twisting and moving up out of the top of your head, up into this area. And then with your inhalation, you vision pulling this helical, the top of this helical patterning of energy down and overlapping your body, okay? And either twisting and wrapping around your body. This is how you create your torsion field, basically. And it will become a shield for you. It will move the fluids through your body, the oxygen through your body, the nutrients through your body. Really good. You'd just be flowing perfectly, okay? It's so healthy for you. It is so tragic that people don't have this thing in full operation. Okay, since I have been doing it, I basically feel like I've stopped aging. I sleep no more than 4 hours in a day. My bowel movements are flawless. Like, there's just a lot of little examples like this. Okay, so there's another way you can use this energy for sex, for orgasm, okay? And that's another thing. That charge I told you about, it basically gets, when it gets down to the base of the spine or down to your genitals, you can lose that charge you gathered with breathing by orgasming. That's what this energy is, essentially. When you orgasm, it grounds out your legs and you lose it. That's why you feel tired and dehydrated and just drained, okay? So you want to try to abstain from orgasm if at all possible. And it takes a lot of practice. I am aware of that. I'm still going through this right now. I practice tantric sex regularly, and I'm trying to learn how to use sex as a way to charge myself instead of drain myself. And that's a whole nother video. And I believe, what the hell is it called? Oh, it's called Orgasmic Energy. Watch that video if you want to know about that. So that's my other video on my channel where I talk about the sexual energy. So, okay, the other purpose, if you want to meditate and trip and leave your body, basically, have a Merkaba trip like I talk about often, or just travel the astral realm, you would not want to push it out the top of your head or out your crown. You would want to keep it there in your third eye and just keep gathering it up there. Just keep loading it up with that breathing, and in the same time trying to shut off your body and mind. You're essentially just focusing on pushing this energy with breath. That's all you're doing. You're not busy thinking about what the hell you need to go to get at the store, you know, or someone said to you, you know, what someone said to you. You're not worried about any of that shit. And that's why this is really another really good anti-anxiety or depression mechanism. I haven't had depression or anxiety since I had my Kundalini Awakening and learned how to do this. So that's just another thing that makes me, you know, empathically, I think about the rest of the world and how fucked up everyone is, and if they just knew how to do this, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, that time will come because of people like us making these videos. Hold on a second, please. Sorry, it's a lot of info. It's been so damn long. I just want to get it out of me. It's Sunday. I got to go to work tomorrow. Anyway, so to leave the body, you're going to want to keep charging up that field I told you about and pushing the electric charges up into your pineal gland area and leave it there. You don't need to push it out your crown. And then when your body gets tired enough and numb from not moving, it will shut down. And then what you want to do is envision that all that energy you collected there, because this is the seat of your soul where your pineal gland is, you want to basically just envision like a tadpole, like a little sperm coming out the top of your head, okay? And the way to do that is to put your awareness outside of your body up here. You just basically imagine that you're seeing from up here. And when you do that enough and when your body gets relaxed enough, you will leave your body. And it's up to you from there on. I don't suggest traveling unless you do a little research first on the astral realm. It's very complex. As you can see from some of my videos, it can be rather dangerous. So what you're going to want to do is establish a relationship with your guides and your higher self. This was a big ass reason why this all happened to me, because before meditations, before these alignments I would try, before my awakening, I would speak to them. I would say, to my higher self, I surrender my will to you for my highest good. I am open to receive your light. I would say things like this, and then all of a sudden I get like this crazy tingle and pressure on my crown chakra. Okay, that sounds hard to believe, but it's no fucking joke, all right? And you can say the same thing with your guides, but you also want to state that you want nothing to do with negative astral entities or service to self entities to protect yourself. And then also you need to get protection jewelry. Get a little amulet, or, you know, my favorite is my amethyst, and I have some tourmaline, obsidian, and shit like that. So, but nothing works better than stating your intentions. That's why I always tag shit: attention, intention, heart, mind, or heart, mind, attention, intention. That is the power we have, okay? We're in this body, in this reality, we are split into two. We come in as the spirit, and we were thrown into two different brain hemispheres, okay? And the energy is separated into an endocrine system and a nervous system, which comprises the circulatory system. Okay, so what you're essentially doing here is reconnecting to your unified self that's outside of duality. That's the whole point of this. So, you know, I just broke it down basically. So if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments, and I know I'll make another video inspired on the comments, okay? Or I'll just talk about some other crazy shit, because that's been happening too. I mean, I was just attacked last night again and had to call Archangel Michael again, and he came and saved my ass again. But it's getting kind of old right now, that whole getting rescued thing. And then also I had some light worker kind of going off on me, telling me that Archangel Michael and all the other archangels are part of some fucking terrible archon thing. You know what? I'm not going to believe in all that convoluted bullshit till I see it with my own eyes, okay? Because this entity has done nothing but save my ass, I think 7 times now. I can't even count anymore, okay? So I'm going to continue to use his help when I need it. But I do want to begin to develop my own power and rescue my own ass. So, I really enjoyed making this video. The words just seemed to flow finally, and that's a good thing. That means that I'm not talking out of my ass, and hopefully this process could help somebody out there. And you know what? I already know it's going to, all right? Love and light. Have a wonderful weekend.